The HTS Plus 4K. It's my long-term review, and how has it been? Well, and to be honest, it has been absolutely terrible. I mean, it's gwolves. Like, you have seen the Reddit post. My mouse also exploded. No, I'm kidding. It's been fine. It's been fine, guys. I've even modded it out, and it hasn't really developed any more issues than it already has. Which are two very minor, small issues. One being that it actually does annoy me a lot. I must get right into that one, which is the right button. Now, this isn't an issue where I'm actuating the click itself. It's actually when I'm not pressing down on the right button. It sounds a bit weird. But so when you're pressing down on a micro switch, there's going to be a little bit of like pre-travel, and then you go click when you get to the point where you actually, actuate the micro switch. So a little bit of pre-travel and then click. So the bit before you actually click the button, that's where I'm having my issue. So what is it? It's a grinding feeling, basically. So I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's like the plastic plunger or it's the micro switch itself, these zippy switches. I don't really like these zippy switches, I'll be honest, duals. They're kind of mediocre. But yeah, so when I'm pressing down on it, I sometimes get this grind feeling, and it's really weird. In game, it doesn't affect you. Don't worry. I mean, this isn't something I should worry about. Like thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna make me miss a shot. No, it's fine, guys. Do not worry. Do not worry. Well, I usually have this issue when I'm like aggressively clawing my mouse, where I have a little bit of tension on my middle finger, where I'm holding when I'm holding over the right button, and sometimes I kind of like press a little bit while I'm just like passively aiming. I like sometimes just like kind of pressing it a tiny bit, not enough to like click it, and then it just goes. I just feel like grind feeling. I'm like, ugh, yuck. And that's my issue there. Now, my second issue I've had is like some shell creaking here. That's where my pinky finger is, and again, it's like where I apply my pressure, and the most on when I'm like aggressively clawing is, I kind of like, you see, curl up a lot, and sometimes, especially when I'm like picking up my mouse, where the plastic itself is like rubbing up against each other, like flexing. They'll say the base of the mouse plastic, and then you have the actual shell, the top shell, kind of like connected together, like they're touching. And sometimes when you're picking it up, just from the tension of that, it like kind of, I'm guessing it flexes and then rebounds back or something like that. And I hear a little bit of a little clicky sound, but obviously that's just the shell plastic kind of rubbing up against each other when I'm picking it up. And then after that, it's fine. I have no issues. And overall, it's been perfectly fine since then. First batch mouse, and the whole idea of reinforcing the size of the PCB was a really good idea. Well done, gwolves. And also, I've modded this out. I have developed like a tiny bit of shell creak in the middle, but I think that's because I modded it out where I just like cut up the base like crazy right here. I do not recommend that. It's a useless weight reduction. It's not even half a gram. So yeah, it's been good. So if you've been worrying about gwolves giving you a terrible mouse, like even if you get a perfect unit in the beginning, it's just going to develop all these massive issues. No, well, at least in my experience, nothing has gone wrong. I haven't had double clicks. I use 0 millisecond debounce. The shell has been fine, except for that one little point there, but it rarely occurs. As long as, if you do get like a nightmare QC issue right when you get the mouse, I think that's really as bad as it will really get. So if you do get a good unit, then it should be fine. Because at this point, I do kind of trust gwolves with their product to an extent, except their customer service is a little bit wacky if you do develop something awful. Thank you to the Republic of Furries for making this mouse. And yeah, we're going to get to the second part of this video where I'm going to show you how to mod it out. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Okay, so now that you made it to this part of the video, I'm going to show you how to get this mouse from this to this. So, what you're going to need first is a Phillips screwdriver. Everyone usually has one. And a replacement battery if you're going to be doing that as well. So, you have 4 screws here. Take a Phillips screwdriver. You're just going to take them out. Do note that the 2 screws at the front tightens up the main switches. So if you've never done this before, make sure to always put them back and screw them in firmly, or you're going to get like weird pre-travel. 4 screws, remember that, I'm gonna put them on the side. And then you should easily be able to just pull it out. If you have like a credit card, maybe like a long nail, you can go in and just find somewhere to just, you know, pry it open. Be very careful, because there are ribbon cables in there. And now they've opened it up. Now there's going to be a ribbon cable connected for your side buttons and your DPI button. So what you're going to do is, you'll see these black little holders, locks, and you'd want to like just be carefully just pull them up. So let me just use this, and you're just gonna pull them in. It just unlocks the ribbon cable. So you just, it's usually on the sides, and then gently wiggle the ribbon cable out. You should be, take that out. There we go. And the lock should be up like that. If it's closed, then that means it's locked, and then you can't put the ribbon cable back in. So make sure if you are going to put it back because you want your side buttons, just pull them out, and then be very careful. Use the blue part of the ribbon cable and just gently just push it back in. We're going to get to the side buttons. So there are 3 more screws. You can still use your Phillips screwdriver. Yeah, 3 screws out, and then you can just pull off these side button switches, and also the DPI button switch. Take that off. You can also easily take out the DPI button. I'd say do that first. Now, the side buttons are clipped on these 2 points here. So I'll just be carefully try and just wiggle it out. For the battery, you kind of have the same thing as the ribbon cable, except there are no locks. But I'll be very careful, because I have some people that have legit just ripped out, the insertion point. So I'd be very careful. You can hold it down, the little plug bit, and just hold it by the sides and just kind of just wiggle it out. Just slowly use more force to pull it. Just keep wiggling until it comes out. Then you get your new battery. Try and line up the points with the pins, and then just push it back in. When you're done, you got a new battery. Okay. Then we just stick this whole thing together. Just clip it all back in. Run your fingers through, making sure it's all clipped. Then we're going to get our first 4 original screws, and we're just going to screw it back in. Now you've got a much lighter HTS Plus, with also worse battery life if you are switching off the battery. And then you're going to get it at an amazing weight of 42 grams here on my scale, which is pretty good.